Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder, and welcome to Death from Above. Welcome to the world of the G6. No, not the BF-109 G6, just the G6. So, this is a South African self-propelled gun within the British tech tree of rank 4, battle rating 7.0, coming after the Rattle 90 and just before the Eland 90 Mark 7. And to be honest, I really like the vehicle when it works, and it has a little bit of a charm factor for me, and so I played it a bit more than I was technically required to just get the footage, because I thought, I could do just a little bit better, and always ran into the same issues. And I think that this vehicle is a little bit of a mystery for myself, because if I look into other tech trees, what they have, especially the Swedish Beacon or Bandkanon 1C at battle rating 6.7, I think to myself, wow, this thing, I don't know. But honestly, there are some redeeming qualities of this vehicle. But first things first, I just want to go over some basics and then explain the pros and cons to just give you a little bit of a fair picture of this vehicle. So let's start with the armor. It's a huge vehicle, it's big and bulky, and it has 46 tons. But the best armor is 20 millimeters. And the thickest part is the 60 millimeters of bulletproof glass around the driver, which sits very much in front of the vehicle, and also explains a little bit the weird shape of the hull of the front, and even more in front of the driver, which sits in between the front wheels. In front of the front wheels is still a bit of an extension of the hull, which again is as wide as the widest part of the hull, that houses ammunition, protected by 20 millimeters, very much in front of the tank. And yeah, I know it's not a frontline unit, but it's still strange to design a armored car or self-propelled gun like this. And we also have 6 crew members, 5 of which are in the very back in the turret of the tank. So then there is the speed, which is underwhelming, because you have only a 518 horsepower strong engine. And so the theoretical top speed of 85 kilometers per hour can only be achieved on a paved road. Also, I thought, but then I also got to a large wide open map where I just could give the vehicle some time to get up to speed, and it surprised me because I didn't think that the 11.3 horsepower to ton ratio would bring the vehicle up to the speed that it did. In short runs and sprints, the vehicle is dreadful though, and off-road in soft and muddy conditions, it's outright disgustingly, infuriatingly painful to drive. So you better avoid those areas. And also the turning circle of the vehicle is wider than the turning circle of a King George V class. And that's painful. That's painful. So then there is just the firepower remaining. Oh, one more thing. Yeah, the reverse gear is also painful. It says it's 7.7 kilometers per hour in reverse, and it actually does this, but it feels like a Panther. And remember, very lightly protected and bad turning circle. So then about the gun. Well, the 155mm G6 L45 cannon with 41 rounds of ammunition is backed up by nothing. There is no secondary gun, there is no machine gun, coaxial or roof mounted, nothing. The only support that you have are from 8 76mm smoke grenade launchers, which gives you 2 charges basically. The reload is also relatively lengthy, with at best a fully trained expert crew 14.9 seconds. Again, remember the Bandkanon 1C at a lower battle rating with 3.2 second autoloader, whereas you are dependent on your crew. Thank you very much. So this is slow, very unmaneuverable, and it has also no armor protection. It's huge. So what are the redeeming factors? Well, first of all, it has a gun depression of only 5 degrees. However, a gun elevation of 75 degrees. Yet you then have to still maneuver when trying to shoot down aircraft because of the turret rotation angle being limited to 45 degrees to the left and to the right respectively. And that's just painful. And let's talk about the ammunition finally. The stock M1 round, just under 900 meters per second muzzle velocity and 63 millimeters of penetration due to 11.14 kilograms of TNT equivalent bursting charge. That's nice. Then you have a smoke round, which due to the long reload is borderline useless. And then finally, at tier 3, we have the M1 PF round. That's basically a proximity fuse HE shell. Same stats as the normal HE shell, and the proximity fuse just not works versus aircraft, but also versus tanks. But it's unreliable at best, and you will see throughout the gameplay that I make sometimes the most incredible kills, and then I just struggle versus targets that you would expect would just explode when you fire it at them. And so the unreliability is a bit like a lottery. If you like it, be my guest, you will enjoy this vehicle. If you are looking for reliability for a vehicle that just does the job, that's probably not it. And for unexperienced players, new players, and players that don't have any sort of experience with this shell in particular, the stock round is probably the better choice. But then again, why would you play the G6? I mean, the Bandkanon is still there. Now, what I also miss a little bit on this vehicle is the fact that you don't have a laser rangefinder. Now, I know at this battle rating, the technology, historical accuracy, but the vehicle really would kind of need it. It's a lot of guesswork, and it's really nice when it works, but when you need this extra precision, and the laser and the rangefinder that you have is significantly slower, and you have those turret rotation angle limitations, and the laser and the rangefinder goes only up to 1120 meters, a lot of potential kills will slip through your sight, literally, and that is a bit frustrating. So that's it. Now, where I really like the car is at open big maps with a little bit of cover. Like, this is the best gameplay, the most exciting gameplay that I had, being in the woods, being a little bit the sniper. I love this. I love open maps, and I hope that at the start of this scene you could see the mobility, the surprisingly good mobility on medium terrain, I would say. And there you could see it. The shell prematurely detonated on this bush. That's what I'm talking about. And then there is also on this proximity fuse shell a sort of minimal arming distance. I have not figured out which it is exactly, but also I cannot aim this shell for the love of it at aircraft, for example. The 2 kills that you saw so far at the intro and the one versus the 262, they were basically gifted kills. One coming straight at me and the other one basically stalling out. So I had to hit them, right? But when you get kills like this, yes, that's beautiful. But I'm asking myself if it is worth the trouble, because you know this vehicle is takes a while to get, and if you have surpassed the South African line, beautiful, beautiful, then should you go back and research it? And I think it's absolutely down to you, because this is a derp tank that not just derps the enemy, but also you. And it's down to if you want to have just a pure performer, or if you love to play a little bit of lottery here, if you like the gambling in War Thunder, because then this tank is the winner for you. And I have to point out, this vehicle is really stressful to play in city fights, which are the majority of maps these days, for quite a long time actually. And open maps like this, I don't know if a lot of people have the patience to play it with that. It's just too many downsides for the little bit of lull that you get. And again, I just can't get it out of my head that the Bandkanon 1C at battle rating 6.7 has a 3.2 second autoloader. It's just baffling me, and for the love of, I just can't hit those planes. Maybe that's the minimal arming distance? I don't know. I really don't know. But I should have killed this guy. And again, limiting firing angles, and the shell again prematurely detonates on the bush. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Why not give a like if you did? Subscribe if you want to see more. And we'll see each other on the waves in the skies and on the battlefields of War Thunder.